MrBeast chocolate empire just hit $251 million in sales for 2024. Record numbers, insane growth, but behind those bars wrapped in colorful packaging, child labor allegations, federal investigations for exploiting kids, and a reputation that's melting faster than chocolate left in a hot car. We're talking about a brand that launched with promises of ethical sourcing, slave-free chocolate, the good guy of candy bars. But then August 2024 hits, and those claims mysteriously vanish from the website. Slavefreechocolate.org delisted Feastables, and the Children's Advertising Review Unit opened a full investigation for manipulating children into buying 10 bars a day. The same guy who built his career giving away money to strangers is now under investigation for how he takes money from children. The philanthropist who planted 20 million trees allegedly sourced chocolate from farms employing child labor, and the most trusted face on YouTube just scrubbed his website of ethical claims faster than you can say damage control. So how did MrBeast go from selling 1 million chocolate bars in 72 hours to becoming the poster child for everything wrong with influencer brands? How did the internet's favorite generous creator become the subject of federal investigations? Let's rewind to January 2022 when this chocolate dream was just beginning. Jimmy Donaldson had already conquered YouTube. 100 million subscribers, videos pulling 50 million views like clockwork, brand deals worth millions, but he wanted more. Not just content, an empire, something tangible that existed beyond the algorithm. He'd watched other creators try product launches. Most failed within months, cheaply made merchandise, overpriced garbage with a logo slapped on. But Jimmy saw an opportunity, do it right, make something actually good, use his massive audience as built-in distribution. January 29, 2022. Feastables launches with a video featuring Gordon Ramsay touring a chocolate factory. Not some random facility, a legitimate operation with real equipment and actual chocolate expertise. The pitch was simple, better ingredients than Hershey's, more ethical than traditional brands, and wrapped in that MrBeast magic that turned everything into gold. 1 million bars sold in the first 72 hours, $10 million in immediate revenue. Walmart couldn't process restocking orders fast enough. Target allocated emergency shelf space. Regional grocery chains fought for distribution rights. Kids were trading Feastables bars at school like currency. A peanut butter crunch bar got you 3 regular Hershey's. Almond chocolate was worth $5 in playground economy. Parents driving across cities hunting for specific flavors their kids demanded. Facebook groups formed dedicated to Feastables availability tracking. The website proudly displayed the promise front and center. Child and slave-free chocolate. No exploitation in the supply chain. Ethically sourced cocoa from verified farms. This was supposed to be different. The ethical choice. The YouTuber who gave away millions was now selling chocolate that didn't hurt anyone in the process. And the numbers backed up the hype. 2022 ends with $33 million in revenue. Not bad for 11 months of operation. Product launched late January, so really only 10 months of full sales. But 2023, $96 million. Nearly triple the previous year. Triple the infrastructure. Triple the problems. By 2024, Feastables was projected to hit $500 million in annual revenue. Industry analysts compared it to the early growth of brands like Kind Bars and RXBRs. MrBeast's entire business valuation jumped from $1.5 billion to $5 billion based primarily on Feastables' performance. Chocolate bars were carrying the entire media empire, funding the elaborate videos, paying for the giveaways, supporting the massive staff. Investors circled. Private equity firms made offers. Acquisition discussions with major food conglomerates. Mars Incorporated allegedly offered $800 million. Mondelez showed interest at similar valuations. Jimmy turned them all down. He wanted to build this himself. But here's where the sweet success starts, tasting bitter. First problem nobody saw coming. Distribution chaos on a massive scale. MrBeast and his team massively overestimated their viral reach sustainability. They flooded stores with inventory expecting prime hydration level demand that would last forever. Initial shipments sold out in days, creating artificial scarcity. Perfect marketing. Then they overcorrected. March 2023. Stores received triple their normal orders. Shelves were packed floor to ceiling with Feastables, end-cap displays, checkout counter positioning, premium shelf space that cost extra fees. Then those shelves stayed packed for weeks, then months. The initial viral wave sold out stores in days. YouTube videos drove immediate traffic. Great for launch momentum, but sustaining that level of hype-driven purchasing? Completely different story. Feastables bars started collecting dust between Snickers and Milky Ways. Price point became the silent killer. $2.99 per bar for the standard size, $3.49 for specialty flavors. with premium pricing for what was essentially repackaged chocolate with better marketing and ethical sourcing claims. Compare that to competitors. Hershey's costs $1.50. Reese's even cheaper at $1.25. Generic store brands under $1. Parents weren't buying the hype twice. One bar for the kid obsessed with MrBeast? Sure, fine, whatever makes them happy. Regular grocery purchases at double the price? Absolutely not happening, especially when the kid couldn't even tell the difference in a blind taste test. Stores started discounting by summer 2023, 2 for $5 deals, buy one get one free promotions. Managers' special stickers at 30% off, clearance racks filled with Feastables boxes pushed to the back corner near the dented cans and expired yogurt. The same pattern Prime Hydration would face 2 years later was already emerging. Viral launch driven by influencer hype, unsustainable demand that couldn't be maintained, eventual oversupply drowning retail partners, price cuts destroying profit margins, brand perception shifting from exclusive to desperate. But MrBeast pushed forward harder. More flavors launched quarterly. Peanut butter varieties, dark chocolate options, limited edition collaborations, more marketing budget allocated, more videos featuring the chocolate prominently, product placement in every upload. And for a while the aggressive expansion actually worked. $251 million in 2024 sales proved Feastables wasn't just another failed influencer product destined for the clearance bin. This was legitimate business success by any traditional metric, profitable, growing, expanding distribution internationally. Then August 2024 arrived like a meteor strike, and everything changed overnight. YouTuber aimlessly dropped a video that hit the community like a bomb. 23 minutes of detailed investigation, supply chain analysis, sourcing documentation, child labor allegations in the Feastables supply chain backed by actual evidence. The same chocolate marketed aggressively as ethical and slave-free was potentially connected to the exact exploitation it claimed to avoid. Cocoa farms in West Africa with documented child labor practices, third-party suppliers with questionable ethics certifications, a supply chain that looked clean on paper but crumbled under investigation. The evidence zealously presented was damning and specific, not vague accusations. Supply chain documentation with names and locations, sourcing analysis comparing Feastables claims to actual farm certifications, connections to farms with documented child labor issues from independent watchdog organizations, timeline comparisons showing when ethical claims appeared versus actual sourcing changes. And suddenly that proud, prominent claim on the Feastables website about child and slave-free chocolate, the entire section about ethical sourcing that was featured in launch videos, gone, completely removed, not edited, not clarified, not updated with new information, scrubbed, deleted, removed like it never existed in the first place. Website archives showed the changes happened within 48 hours of Annesley's video going live. SlaveFreeChocolate.org maintained a carefully curated list of verified ethical chocolate brands. Getting on that list required extensive documentation, third-party audits, supply chain verification, regular compliance checks. Feastables was on that list proudly since launch, featured as an example of influencer brands doing things right. Until August 2024, then delisted without explanation. No press release from the organization, no statement from Feastables, just quietly removed from the ethical chocolate directory like a criminal record being expunged. The absence spoke louder than any statement could. MrBeast stayed completely silent for months. No response video, no Twitter thread, no clarification statement, no defense of the supply chain. Not even a generic corporate PR response about taking allegations seriously, just radio silence while continuing to sell millions more bars to trusting fans. His comment sections filled with questions. Reddit threads multiplied daily. Twitter demanded answers. Even loyal fans started asking uncomfortable questions. The silence became its own controversy, because if the allegations were false, why not say so? If the supply chain was clean, why not prove it? November 2024, 3 months of silence, 3 months of speculation. Finally, a response emerged. Not a video addressing the controversy, not a detailed statement about supply chain ethics. Instead, MrBeast announced a partnership with Tony's Open Chain. Tony's Open Chain is a legitimate program designed to ensure ethical chocolate sourcing, transparent supply chains, regular audits, fair compensation for farmers, zero tolerance for child labor. Great program, excellent initiative. Sounds like exactly what Feastables needed from the beginning. Except this partnership came 3 months after the allegations exploded, after the website was scrubbed of ethical claims, after SlaveFreeChocolate.org delisted them, after months of silence and mounting pressure. The timing wasn't coincidental. This was damage control disguised as proactive ethics improvement. PR professionals call it crisis management through positive action. Don't address the allegations directly. Don't admit fault or wrongdoing. Instead, announce new partnerships and initiatives that imply you're fixing problems without ever acknowledging those problems existed. The timing was perfect. Too perfect to be anything but calculated response. But wait, because somehow it gets even worse than potential child labor in the supply chain. September 2024. 1 month after the child labor allegations emerged, the Children's Advertising Review Unit opened a formal investigation into Feastables' marketing practices. Not about chocolate quality, not about supply chains or ethical sourcing, about how the brand was systematically manipulating children to buy products through deceptive advertising practices. CARU is the advertising industry's self-regulatory body. They investigate marketing directed at children, ensure compliance with ethical guidelines, protect kids from manipulative advertising. They don't open investigations lightly, and they definitely don't investigate unless there's substantial evidence of violations. The CARU investigation revealed something deeply disturbing about Feastables' marketing strategy. The brand was running elaborate sweepstakes targeted specifically at children under 13, $10,000 daily giveaways, weekly super prizes, monthly grand prizes reaching $50,000. Sounds generous on the surface. Sounds like MrBeast philanthropy bringing giveaways to chocolate bars. Except the fine print told a completely different story. A story about manipulation and exploitation hidden behind generous branding. No purchase necessary. That legally required phrase that must appear prominently in any sweepstakes promotion, hidden in the terms and conditions, buried in legal text, placed in footnotes most adults don't read, let alone children who can barely understand privacy policies. The marketing actively encouraged kids to buy 10 bars per day. Maximum entry limit. Better chances with more entries. More chocolate equals more opportunities to win life-changing money. And children believed it completely, because why wouldn't they trust MrBeast? The guy who gives away millions. Buy more chocolate and maybe you'll be the next lucky winner featured in a video. Parents started noticing disturbing purchasing patterns. Kids spending entire allowances on Feastables every week, begging for 10 bars at a time at grocery stores, meltdowns and checkout lines when parents refused, not because they actually wanted to eat the chocolate, because they desperately wanted the chance at $10,000. One parent reported their 11-year-old daughter spent $200 of birthday money on Feastables bars in 1 month. Another kid used their parents' credit card without permission buying chocolate to enter sweepstakes. Schools reported children trading lunch money for Feastables wrappers to enter more contests. CARU found the sweepstakes violated multiple guidelines for advertising to children. Misleading promotions that obscured the no purchase necessary requirement, encouraging excessive purchases beyond normal consumption, taking advantage of children's inability to distinguish advertising from entertainment, exploiting the parasocial relationship between influencer and young audience. But here's what nobody talks about in the initial coverage: the massive data collection operation running behind these chocolate bar sweepstakes. Entering those sweepstakes required email addresses, phone numbers, home addresses, birth dates, personal information, and children were providing all of it without hesitation, without parental consent, without understanding the implications. Potential COPPA violations stacked on top of misleading advertising practices. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act requires verifiable parental consent before collecting personal information from children under 13. Feastables sweepstakes entry forms didn't include proper consent mechanisms. No parental email verification, no consent checkboxes for guardians, just kids entering their information directly. Feastables was building a massive database of children's contact information through chocolate bar sweepstakes. Names, emails, phone numbers, addresses, ages, all voluntarily provided by children hoping to win money. Let that sink in for a moment. This data has enormous commercial value. Direct marketing to children, email campaigns for future products, phone calls about promotions, targeted advertising based on personal information, and it was all collected under the guise of generous giveaways from everyone's favorite YouTuber. Meanwhile, the timing of these investigations connected to a larger pattern of MrBeast controversies exploding simultaneously, like dominoes falling one after another, each scandal feeding into the next. July 2024, Ava Chris Tyson scandal explodes across social media. MrBeast's longtime friend and collaborator accused of inappropriate conversations with minors, screenshots, Discord messages, allegations spanning years. MrBeast immediately cuts ties, issues carefully worded statements, promises internal investigations, hires crisis management firms. The Ava situation opened floodgates of scrutiny. People started looking closer at MrBeast's entire operation, questioning everything that previously seemed wholesome, analyzing old videos with new skeptical perspectives. Then Dogpack404 drops a series of explosive videos. Former MrBeast employee turned whistleblower, insider access, behind-the-scenes footage, exposing alleged fake giveaways, rigged contests that were never truly random, misleading content presented as authentic, contestants selected in advance, reactions filmed multiple times until perfect. These videos weren't small-time drama channels. Dogpack's investigation series pulled 25 million combined views in weeks. Mainstream coverage from tech and business media. The internet turned on Jimmy collectively. Reddit threads hit front page daily. Twitter hashtags trended for weeks. YouTube commentary channels made entire series dissecting each allegation. MrBeast responded with lawsuit threats, defamation claims prepared by legal teams, cease and desist letters, copyright strikes on reaction videos, full legal warfare mobilized. But the damage was irreversible. Public perception shifted fundamentally. The wholesome philanthropist image cracked beyond repair. He and Feastables sat right in the middle of this reputational collapse. Child labor allegations mixing with CARU investigations. All happening while MrBeast fought fires on every other front simultaneously. Each controversy compounding the others, creating a perfect storm of brand destruction. Business partners started walking away carefully. Deals worth tens of millions put on indefinite hold. Brand collaborations postponed without explanation. Sponsorships quietly not renewed. The MrBeast empire that seemed unstoppable 6 months earlier was suddenly hemorrhaging credibility and cash. Beast Games. MrBeast's Amazon Prime reality show. $5 million prize. Biggest giveaway in entertainment history. Launched with immediate lawsuits from contestants. Allegations of unsafe conditions during filming. Lack of proper medical care. Contestants hospitalized without adequate support. Some reporting permanent injuries. Every controversy connected to the next. Every scandal fed the momentum. And Feastables chocolate bars sat on store shelves, carrying the weight of an imploding reputation. Each purchase now came with baggage. Am I supporting child labor? Am I funding manipulation of children? Is this chocolate even ethical? Let's talk about the numbers behind this disaster. Because the financial reality doesn't match the public perception at all. $251 million in Feastables revenue for 2024. Record sales despite every controversy. Highest revenue year in company history. Distribution expanded to 12 new countries. But here's what those impressive numbers hide. MrBeast's overall media empire lost $80 million in 2024. Video production costs spiraling. Staff salaries for hundreds of employees. Legal fees piling up from multiple simultaneous lawsuits. Crisis management consultants billing 6 figures monthly. The elaborate challenges costing millions per video. Feastables wasn't just a side business generating extra income. It was the only profitable division carrying the entire operation. Chocolate bars funding the video production. Candy sales paying for the philanthropy. Snack revenue supporting the empire. Without Feastables profits, the entire MrBeast business collapses immediately. Sound familiar? Prime Hydration followed the exact same trajectory. Viral launch with Logan Paul and KSI. Massive initial success. Can't keep stores stocked. Influencer marketing driving insane demand. Then 2025 hits and reality arrives. Prime sales crashed 92% year over year. $77 million in active lawsuits. Shelves flooded with clearance inventory. Bottles collecting dust at 50% off. The hype cycle completed. Viral success couldn't sustain long-term business. Feastables in 2025 faces a strikingly similar trajectory. The controversies aren't disappearing. CARU investigations continue with no resolution timeline. Child labor questions remain completely unanswered. Supply chain transparency still missing, and consumers have short memories but surprisingly long grudges when children are involved. Parents aren't buying chocolate from brands under active federal investigation for manipulating their children. Schools are banning Feastables from cafeterias and vending machines. Districts issuing policies against products under CARU investigation. And retail partners are quietly reducing shelf space allocation, not pulling products entirely, just shrinking presence. Death by 1,000 cuts. The irony is absolutely perfect. MrBeast built his entire empire on the foundation of generosity, giving away houses to random strangers, cars to people who needed transportation, millions of dollars to individuals and charities. The internet's favorite philanthropist. The creator who proved you could do good and be successful, but his flagship chocolate brand, potentially built on child labor exploitation. Definitely investigated for exploiting children through manipulative advertising, absolutely scrubbed of ethical claims the exact moment serious questions were asked. The cognitive dissonance is staggering. February 2025. Full damage control mode activated. Tony's open chain partnership announced with press releases. New marketing campaigns emphasizing quality and ethics. Influencer partnerships with smaller creators to rebuild grassroots trust. Attempts to rebuild the reputation one chocolate bar at a time. But the internet doesn't forget easily. Screenshots of deleted website claims circulate forever. Archive.org preserves everything. CARU investigation findings will become public record eventually. Legal documents from lawsuits reveal internal communications, and every future Feastables purchase comes with uncomfortable questions. Am I supporting ethical chocolate or funding controversy? Is this bar made with child labor? Did MrBeast know about the supply chain issues? Are the sweepstakes still manipulating children? How much of my money goes to legal fees? The satisfying part for critics: watching an influencer empire realize money can't buy reputation repair. $251 million in sales means absolutely nothing when federal agencies are investigating how you earned that revenue, when parents actively avoid your products, when schools ban your brand. MrBeast wanted to build the next great American chocolate brand, the influencer success story that transcended social media, proof that creators could build legitimate businesses beyond YouTube ad revenue. Instead, he created a comprehensive case study in how viral success without ethical foundation eventually collapses under its own weight and scrutiny. The comparison to traditional candy companies makes this worse. Hershey's faced ethical sourcing questions for decades. They addressed them transparently, published annual reports, invited third-party audits, improved practices gradually. Mars did the same. Even with criticism, they maintained trust through transparency. Feastables had 2 years of operation, and immediately scrubbed ethical claims when questioned, went silent for months, only responded when pressure became unbearable. That's not how legitimate businesses handle controversies. That's how guilty parties behave. So is this the beginning of the end for Feastables? Or can MrBeast's marketing machine overcome child labor allegations and federal investigations through sheer force of audience loyalty? Is ethical sourcing even possible at this scale and price point? Or was the whole slave-free promise just another misleading claim designed to sell chocolate bars to trusting fans who believe their favorite creator was different? Can a brand recover from CARU investigations and child exploitation allegations? Or is Feastables destined to follow Prime Hydration into the clearance rack graveyard? Will retail partners eventually pull products entirely, or will controversy fade as the next scandal emerges? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is MrBeast's empire collapsing? Can Feastables survive this reputational damage? And if you want to see which influencer brand collapses next, hit that subscribe button, because in 2025 apparently everyone's empire is one investigation away from complete disaster. The golden age of influencer products built on hype alone is ending. Consumers demand actual ethics now, not marketing claims, proof, transparency, and accountability when things go wrong. Feastables failed every single test.